Hi, it's Daniel. So in this video, we're going to do a snake plant linoleum cut. And specifically this little snake plant, the one I have in my desk with all those crystals. I just love seeing it. So here I have a block of linoleum, which will be our primary carving surface. And then I have some drawings and a reference picture of said plant. So here we have our linoleum. Let's get drawing. When your drawing is complete, I just like to put it to the side of my linoleum block just to kind of get an idea of what I'm going to go into. If you can get it to scale of the size of your linoleum block or your carving surface, the better. When you are ready to transfer the image into the block, you can use some transfer paper like I do, and make sure you get your image in the reverse. Also, keep in mind that when you transfer your image into your block, it has to be in the reverse, because when you print into paper, you will get that image as it was in your drawing. Once I get the transfer paper secured on the linoleum block and the carbon paper, I just get a regular pencil or just like a regular pen, something that is not going to cut the paper since it's really thin, and then just trace everything as fast as I can since I know I'm going to be carving a lot. For carving tools, I have the Speedball Linocut cutters. This one is a size 1, which is the smallest of the sets that I have. The other tool that I really like to use is actually a wood cutter. And this is a U-gouge knife. It's actually really good and really sharp. I love working with that. The other tool that I also have is a second wood cutting tool. This one's more of a knife. It cuts really sharp, straight lines, really clean lines. And then I also have one more of the Speedball Linoleum cut. This one is a V-gouge, and it's a number 2. I also have a spare one that goes into the Speedball just in case I like to change the sizes. And finally, it's just a brush to clean everything up. So now that we're all set, let's get carving. Once I get really close to the main shape, I like to go back with one of the smaller tools and then just begin to cut out all the material from the edges. I want to make sure that those edges are really nice and crisp so that they don't have like little hangings once they're printed. Also, when I get really lost and I begin to lose somewhat of the shape of it, I like to get a marker and then just mark everything black. That gives me an idea of what everything's going to look like at the end. Once the block has been carved, it's time to print. For this project, I use Speedball Black block printing ink. I want to do a color version of it eventually. However, for this one, I just want to make sure we get some of that nice, rich black color. When you first get the ink from the jar, it's going to be really sticky. So you want to make sure you get your brayer and you roll that ink into the roll of the brayer, up and down in different motions. You'll know when it's ready. You'll feel the difference. You go and ink your block. You want to make sure you have nice and even layers. You do not want to oversaturate the block in certain areas or leave areas with not enough ink. And now we're ready to print. Make sure you use some regular paper for your first print. You don't want to use a nice paper. I have a Speedball 4-inch wooden Baren, and with this is what I'm going to use to press down on my paper and making sure that that ink comes into it. And there we have it. A linoleum cut print. If you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe.